As part of their November update, the Microsoft Power BI team released some new functionality for their line chart visual. Today I'm going to be talking about how I'm going to use that new functionality in order to make my Power BI dashboards stand out. But first, let's take a look at what it is. So here I am in the Microsoft Sales and Returns v2019 sample, which is a dashboard that they publish. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert a line graph. So I'm going to go Insert and then New Visual. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select a line chart right over here. Now that I have a line chart selected, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search for date, and I'm going to bring over sales date, and I'm going to put that in the x-axis. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search for net sales, and I'm going to put that over here in the y-axis. So now we have a date of June and then net sales going on. Then I'm going to expand the formatting pane by clicking Format. And then I'm going to access the new markers feature, which they just released, by expanding this markers dropdown right here. You're going to notice a few options right off the bat. First, if I turn on for all categories, I can go ahead and for every single data point, I can customize the size of the marker, the color of the marker, and then the border of the marker. So if I wanted a nice visual effect, I could go ahead and I could select the border as white. Or if I didn't want to apply the same settings to every single category, I could instead turn off Show for All Categories and instead select a specific data point and turn on for just this one data point. I'll still have all those same settings, but then I can also go ahead and I can select a different data point and turn it on for that data point, and then select slightly different settings. So for example, if I wanted this one to be red and this one to be blue. Finally, I can go ahead and I can edit the data on this visual, and I can bring in a legend. So for example, if I search for product here and I bring in product into my legend, what you'll now see is I now have a bunch of different options, and all of these formatting settings are still applied to my y-axis, but now I can essentially apply custom settings to my series based off of the product I have in the legend. One interesting thing that I'm noticing is that when I add product into legend, it's not removing any of the formatting settings I applied based on the date, but I can no longer access them. However, I can also now turn on specific settings for just one product. I don't have a way to access the settings I set for date in the x-axis without first removing my product legend series and then editing them this way. This is one of those things where I don't know if it's a bug or a feature, but it is important to remember that this enhancement is still in preview, and so it's likely to change. And something like this might be fixed or it might not. So how do I plan to use this in my Power BI reports and dashboards? Well, the first one's obvious. I'm going to use it to highlight points in time. So I'm going to say, let's just say we launched a new product. I would say, look, here's net sales as of this point in time, before and after that product launch. The next situation that I'm going to use this in is if I have a really busy line chart. So I don't know if you saw, but when I dragged in product in the example I was just showing you, there were a ton of different lines for a ton of different products. If I want to grab the attention of the viewer and just highlight only one product, I'm going to put markers for just that one product, highlighting the line in the chart. Finally, this last one might seem silly, but I'm just going to use it to make the chart more pretty. People love pretty reports. In fact, they tend to use them more. So the more visually appealing that you can make your report, the more people are going to use it. And why are you building reports if people aren't going to use them? So what do you think of this new line chart feature? I personally think it's pretty cool. There's already a few scenarios at work where I'm going to use it. So I'm pretty excited. Let me know down in the comments how you plan to use it, or if you already have and how you did. And if you're interested in learning more about me or seeing more videos about like this, please consider subscribing or checking out my LinkedIn and giving me a follow there. Thanks for watching.